Sairam everyone. Children, today we are going to read about Helen Keller. Okay? Helen Adams Keller. She was an American author. She was a disability rights advocate. She was also involved in politics. She was a political activist and also a lecturer. She was born on 27 June 1880 and she died on 1st June 1968. Children, Helen was blind. She was also deaf from early childhood. But look at her achievement. Yes, being deaf, being blind, she has achieved a lot in her life. She didn't give up. She didn't crib, she didn't cry, she didn't grumble. But worked hard. She was determined. So let's read about her in our 8th lesson, that is Helen Keller. Helen Keller lost her hearing and sight when she was a baby, small baby. Naturally, she did not talk as there was no inputs to her mind. Her mother was stupefied. Stupefied means her mother was shocked when she could not get an answer out of young Helen to the questions she posed. When mother asked her, she didn't get any answer from Helen. Her mother thought, when the day will come when my daughter will talk. But when she came to know of Helen's disability, she gave Helen work to do. She didn't grumble, she didn't cry, but she wanted to make Helen independent child. So she gave her work, she made her do some work. As a mother, she was fearless, her mother was very bold. She encouraged Helen to do any work, yeah. Helen derived from her mother the strength and began to grow to become a determined girl with iron will. And what is the meaning of iron will? She was very strong. She was very determined. That is iron will. She used her other divine gifts. She was able to smell and she was able to touch. Her sixth sense also started working wonders, and she could sense other people and their emotion. She touched the lips of others and sensed what they were saying. See, her sixth sense was so strong. She developed her own signals. Meanwhile, the parents were hoping the best as they contacted specialist after specialist. However, all hope was turning grim. All hope was turning grim was nothing good results were coming out. They were taking her to doctors, specialists, so that something can be done, so that she would be able to hear, she would be able to see. But nothing worked. Okay? Yes. Some days later, Helen's mother contacted Alexander Graham Bell. Do you know who is Alexander Graham Bell? Yes, the creator of the telephone. Yeah, Bell was particularly interested in helping the deaf, one who cannot hear. He was interested in helping those people who were finding or who were not able to hear, disabled. Bell's mother and wife, they were deaf too. His mother and wife was deaf. They were deaf. In fact, his institution in Boston, that is a place in USA, Massachusetts in USA, is committed to the education of deaf and blind. Helen, she received help in her education from this institute of Graham Bell. Bell too developed a liking and understanding for Helen. There seemed to be a healthy rapport between Helen and Bell. God helped. Yes, they had good connections. They have good rapport. Who? Helen and Graham Bell. Okay. Now, let's continue. Mrs. Annie Sullivan became Helen's teacher and friend. Okay, she was the one who also helped Helen in her life. Okay, she selflessly helped Helen for a long time, and she loved Helen. Mrs. Sullivan was eager to teach. Why? Helen was strongly determined to learn. It's not that she was lazy or she said, no, I can't do this, I'm blind, I can't hear. No, even she wanted to learn. She was determined to learn. Helen grasped the nuance of sign languages. Okay, she learned all sign languages. This synthesis means the act of combining separate ideas, or you can say belief. This synthesis of a selfless teacher and a sincere student was producing marvelous results. Helen started writing on palm and talked aloud. She was able to speak. She was able to speak. Okay. She was, 1 minute. Yeah. She was excited and delighted as she She was excited and delighted as a completely new world came into existence for her. The one that she could relate to. She wrote her first letter, a classic one, to her mother. Her mother was the one who helped her, right? What an achievement! Miss Fuller, another teacher, held Helen's finger in her mouth. Yes, she made Helen study and understand the movements of lips and tongue. This is how she was able to understand what is the other person saying to her, talking to her. The efforts persisted. Miss Fuller did not give. Finally, a new language developed for Helen. Shortly thereafter, she started writing. Okay, she started writing short stories. It took years to get confidence. She wanted to pursue means to follow somebody. She wanted to pursue her studies. She wanted to complete her studies in a university. She wanted to do her studies in university. Everyone said that she wouldn't be able to do it in university. She cannot see. She cannot hear. What she's going to go do there? So people believe that she won't be able to go to university. The deaf and blind girl proved them all wrong. All those who said no, she cannot go there, she cannot do anything over there in the university. She proved them wrong. Defied their beliefs and completed her bachelor's in 4 flat years. In 4 years, she finished her bachelor's study, a bachelor's of arts, and an expert knowledge of 4 languages. She knew 4 languages was what she achieved. In the book, in the years that came, she wrote an autobiography titled Story of My Life. The book became the best seller. Okay? Then help came from all quarters. Now everyone knew this girl is totally different. Yes, she's achieved so much. So everyone gave a helping hand to her. Then help came from all quarters. Helen used this help coming from the generous public to help other deaf and blind to become self-sufficient. She also helped other people who were blind, who were deaf, to be independent, to become self-sufficient. So they did not depend on others for help. She helped them to study. Helen was perfectly human with the faculties that God had given her, natural abilities that God has given her. She raised herself and later on even helped others. She never lost hope and confidence. Her faith was undaunted. Undaunted means determined despite of difficulties. She had faith in herself. She never feared, never despaired. She never gave up. She never lost. She said, no, I'm going to do that. Okay. Now, yes. Children, who was Ludwig Beethoven? Ludwig Beethoven, he was a great pianist. You know, one who plays piano. As a child, Ludwig Beethoven could play piano better than most adults, better than the elder people. His father was drunken, was more interested in the money he could make using his son. His father was a drunken man. Okay, and he was just interested in money. But his mother was very supportive. Ludwig, what did he do then? When Ludwig was 17, okay, when Ludwig was 17, she died, leaving 2 younger brothers under his care. He had to take care of 2 of his younger brothers. Younger Beethoven soon grew to be recognized as a truly great musician. He became a great musician, but misfortune struck when at the age of 28, he also became deaf. He became deaf. He was a musician. Deafness for a musician is especially very cruel, very, very cruel. But Beethoven overcame this disability with great courage and wrote some of his best music even after he has lost his ability to hear. At one time, Beethoven agreed to conduct orchestra at Vienna with his back towards the audience. He was not facing to the audience. He was just facing. He was not facing the audience. His back was towards the audience. He directed the music. He himself could not hear. See, he directed music. He was a musician, but he couldn't listen what he has made. The audience were enthralled. They loved it. They enjoyed it. Yes, the audience were enthralled. When the recital was over, when the music was over, done, he kept standing with his back towards the audience. He didn't see them. Getting his things together. Okay, getting ready to leave the stage. One of his companions understood what was happening. He understood, but he cannot hear. He doesn't know. The audience are standing, they're clapping for him. Okay, he came to know, he understood. Okay, and what did he do? He turned him around. Only then did Beethoven see that he was receiving a standing ovation. All the audience, okay, they stood up and they clapped for him, clapped for his music. The audience then saw that Beethoven could neither hear his own composition nor the standing ovation, were moved to tears by his exemplary courage. People, the audience who came to listen his music, his performance, came to witness his performance. When they came to know that he's deaf, they felt very bad, and many of them, they were into tears. So children, moral of the story, say we should thank God. Yes or no? We should thank God because He has given us everything. So, your moral is overcoming adversity takes exceptional inner strength as demonstrated by Beethoven. You don't keep on grabbing, I don't have this, I don't have this. We should always be determined. We should never lose our hopes and work for our goals, aims in our life and achieve it. That's all for today, children. We will meet very soon in the next class. Till then, take care. Thank you.